Peace, what up? This is Doc Blake with Ethereal TV, bringing you the 60th episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom because they are decentralized assets and they're going to play an important part in the immediate, the short term, and the long term futures. And definitely let's do some house clearing. Go check out the Ethereal website and purchase a copy of my cousin's book called Check This Out. It is about him going around the globe, visiting ancient ancestral sites, ancient civilizations, and bringing this information to people who may not be able to explore these things on their own, because it's not like our history teachers did a great job of teaching us about civilizations outside of our own, like the Plymouth Rock and all that, or whatever, the Pilgrims. That's kind of where history started. Christopher Columbus is who I'm trying to think of. Christopher Columbus. So go figure out what else is out there. Go explore the website. I do have my music on there on my SoundCloud, and I also have a link to my YouTube videos for anybody that has not been able to find the link. You can now use the website to get you straight to the YouTube page. And yeah, let's get straight into the price action today. Let me see where we're at. Okay, Bitcoin is at $15,190.50 according to CoinGecko. Ethereum is at $444.47. And don't worry, we are going to talk a little bit about the Bitcoin price today and where we're at on the charts. XRP is at 25 cents and Chainlink is at $12.58. Let me see what else. Polkadot is at $4.36. Still think it's a great opportunity, a buying opportunity for Polkadot, another very young crypto that's just kind of getting its time to shine, and it's still not there yet because Bitcoin has obviously over these last couple of weeks stolen the show from everybody and everything except the stock market today, which is up like 1,500 points. Oh my goodness, what's going on with the stock market today? You let me know. Holy snap. Is this off of the Biden win? But let's see the rest of the prices. Theta is at 62 cents. Theta is one of my favorite coins out right now as well. So don't forget about the Theta. And now let's go into the precious metals. Wow, they got smacked today. Gold is at $1,869.86, and silver has dropped back down below the $25 range. It's at $23.93. So a lot of action in the markets today. You're seeing stocks doing tremendous. Gold, silver, Bitcoin are all getting smacked. What is going on? Well, let's go into the charts, at least the Bitcoin chart, and I'll give you my reasoning on these topics. And right here, all right, bam. And as you see, Bitcoin was at 16 grand, right? It hit 16 grand and came all the way down to about $14.3 thousand. We're currently still in that bounce kind of thing. We bounced all the way back up to about 15.8, I'd say, maybe 15.9 even, and then we had a giant monstrosical wick back down to 14.9, and then we bounced off of the 14.9 and at the 15.2 range right now. So we're seeing crazy amounts of volatility. This is expected. Like these swings happen in Bitcoin, but the long term projection is always the same, which is up. It's going up, right? And we've seen over these last 30 days an immense spike up, towards the upside of the charts. And let me see. Look, I drew this trend, these trend lines, these yellow trend lines, 2 weeks ago? And look how it's today. We just perfectly touched off of it. I mean, I these lines are really helping me out right now with these markets, with the Bitcoin market. But unfortunately, they call this a giant M, what we're having right now. So we hit 16K. We bounced off of that. There was some resistance there. We came to the 14.3. This created the M pattern, right? This M has the potential. And look where we're at. Like when we came back and touched right here, that's showing you that we have the potential to break through this chart that we've been riding for a little while now, except when we dropped back right here, dropped below right here, and came back and tested the 13.3 region, right? So we had this very healthy push up. Some would even call it unhealthy because it happened so fast, but either way, it's healthy for the long-term price action of Bitcoin. The higher it goes up, the harder it is to push it back down. But the higher it up, the faster it goes high, the faster it goes down, right? Okay, so understand that concept. But we are in the M pattern right here. We are looking like we want to continue down. Maybe this just might be like a little dead cat bounce, as they call it, where it's just shaking out hands, people that are betting on the markets and things like that. But it does look like we want to go down. We're in a slight downtrend. And is this just a bounce off of this channel? We'll have to find out. As of right now, we did get a bounce. So we're going to see if we're going to continue lower maybe in the next days. And I wanted to correlate this a little bit with the presidency. Joe Biden and the Democratic campaign has come out and said that they've won the election. This was on like all the big news stations. It's on like Twitter. But on Twitter, it's funny. I see it's projected. So it's kind of weird a little bit in my opinion. So be careful with that. Everybody's saying that, Biden is great for the markets, which I would agree. I think that Biden is great for the markets. I think Trump was great for the market. I mean, look at the stock market. It hit its all-time high under Trump. It'll hit its next time all-time high potentially under Joe Biden, right? So that's not the question for me. The question right now that nobody has answered is stimulus. We all know that the economy needs stimulus. And a lot of the people need stimulus as well. These big businesses, they need stimulus as well. So that's my question really for this whole scenario is like, yeah, we might feel that we have a new president, but if we have a president right now in the seat that doesn't want to leave, and there's going to be all this controversy over the presidency, which is looking like, because Trump looks like he wants to challenge that and get his lawyers and all this involved and say there was fraud. So, I mean, doesn't that all sound like a big delay to the stimulus, in my opinion? And you know me, I love Bitcoin, but I still understand right now cash is king until proven otherwise. And Bitcoin will prove otherwise, one day. But it might not do it like tomorrow. And we have had this very, very nice run up. And like I feel like what better time to have a correction during these next couple weeks where the stimulus check is kind of unknown, as well as the presidential election. Really, I mean, as of right now, I would even say that Biden won because that's what the media, that's what the Associated Press. I'm not sure who determines who's president. Like this whole process is just crazy to me. So I'm not going to dwell on it too much, but those are my thoughts. Be very, very careful out there. And yes, Bitcoin is still an infant, and understand that cash is king until proven otherwise. So it's never bad to take profits. Understand that it's never bad to take profits. Always keep a nice holding of Bitcoin, definitely. But when you have profit taking areas, it's okay to take profit. It's okay to be patient, and that's my advice and the charts in the charts for today. And let me just run to the Dow, man, like because this is just I watch the stock market because it correlates with Bitcoin, but I am not involved. I had bought stocks when somebody sent me like a Robinhood thing, like a couple years ago almost. I think my boys sent me to Robinhood. I signed up. I was buying Bitcoin on there. Figured out that I couldn't get the Bitcoin off of Robinhood, and that was the last time I used Robinhood. And then I've been in crypto ever since, honestly. But looks like we went all the way up to like 1,500 points. We in the Dow Jones, and now we already had about a 200-point retracement. So there's a lot of volatility in the markets right now. And like I said, cash is king until proven otherwise, right? I mean, and that day's coming very, very rapidly. You know the motto of the channel, but a lot of things can happen. Everybody thinks we're going to hit Bitcoin's all-time high this year, and there's a lot of uncertainty. So I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying that be cautious because it might not if there's a lot of unsurety and there's a presidential election that could potentially being challenged. And remember that this process has to actually change hands of like power. You know what I mean? So Trump has to eventually give in or whatever, and the power has to change hands, or forcefully change hands, which could be the worst case scenario because I don't know what that would lead to. But we would like it to happen peacefully, but we haven't seen that yet. So exercise caution. And none of this is financial advice, but this is just my reading on the crypto markets as well as the stock market of people who are invested in that. This is not a bad time to take profit in the stock market either. If you've been riding it out for a while, take a little bit of profit off the table until cash is officially declared not the king, which I think that day is very, very, very soon, but I don't think it's tomorrow, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I think there has to be things sorted out, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It's been a crazy 2020. Why wouldn't the ending be even crazier, right? Like the climactic moment of who knows what the heck is going to happen. And yeah, I wanted to give a little insight. My main topic of today is giving people insight on how to buy crypto. I have a Coinbase link in the links below in the comments of the video. In the description of the video, I have a link to Coinbase. You can use my link. I will get $10 if you use it in Bitcoin, as well as you will get a free $10 in Bitcoin if you use my link below. But this is a centralized exchange, Coinbase. I think it's probably the most legit exchange in America. That's why I'm giving you this link. And I also have a link to Binance under there if you're interested in Binance. But that's, I think, based out of China. And that's okay, too. I like Binance a lot, too. But these are centralized exchanges, so you will have to use your identity. You will have to do KYC, which is know your customer, to get signed up. And these are some legit sources where you can buy Bitcoin. And it's as simple as you're going to link your bank account. You're going to put your ID on, basically link your bank account, and you can use your bank account and your debit card and all that to buy Bitcoin from Coinbase. It's just as easy as that. It should take you 10 minutes to get signed up, literally. And there's a lot of ways to earn free crypto on there. So if you use my link, you might as well use my other links to do the free courses on crypto, which I've done all of them. They won't even give me any more free crypto at the time because I've earned all my free crypto. Of course, I'm big into crypto. So use the link below if you're interested in purchasing Coinbase. And the more important topic is not where you can get it, but how you get your cryptocurrency, which is something I wanted to talk about today, which is called dollar cost averaging. I had a link up, but for an article, maybe I just want. Let me see. No. All right. Well, I'll pull up. We're going to look up today what is dollar cost averaging, what it means to dollar cost average, because this is how you get exposure to Bitcoin the best way. And a lot of people don't understand dollar cost averaging. It actually is a savings mechanism. So right here on Google, Google never lies. That's a joke. Dollar cost averaging is an investment strategy in which an investor divides up the total amount to be invested across periodic purchases of a target asset in an effort to reduce the impact of volatility of the overall purchase. Dollar cost averaging is known as the constant dollar plan. All right, now we're going to break that down a little bit, what they're saying. So dollar cost averaging, you basically have to have a cash flow. First of all, it means you're generating cash of some sort on a consistent basis, like week in, week out. You're generating cash, and of that cash that you generate, you put everything you need aside for your bills and etc., whatever you're going to spend. And then from your savings that you have left over in fiat, you pick an asset that you like and you put a certain amount of that savings into the asset. So say you make $1,000 a week, and you want to, your bills are $700, so you have $300 to play with. You determine, like, every week that you have $300 to play with. You want to put 100 of that into Bitcoin or whatever asset that you choose on a consistent basis. That is what dollar cost averaging is. This is how I got originally into Bitcoin. I know some people who miraculously bought the bottom. And that's an amazing thing to do. It's impossible. And actually, I came very close back in 2018 when I first got in. It was around $4,000 to $5,000 when I first initially started buying. But no, I did not put all my money in I didn't have a lot of money. I started dollar cost averaging on my week to week income that I was making and putting, $50 when I could, $100 if I could, $30 if I could. And the next thing you know, I woke up and I had 0.23 Bitcoin back then, which was like 2 years ago. Within that first year, I had saved up about 0.23 Bitcoin, which was like over a couple grand, maybe like 3 grand at the time. And that was like my first exposure to Bitcoin. Then something happened with my car. I had to put $1,000 into my things come up, right? But it's still an amazing way to save money. Not only was I saving my fiat was saving fiat, right? My fiat was turned into Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin was generating me income because it outperforms the fiat currency that you get paid in. And that's the concept, as well as gold, silver, and crypto, Bitcoin. All these decentralized assets over the last 3 years have significantly outperformed the dollar bill. And if you want to go back 10 years, it's even more significant. So that shows you just how fast the dollar bill is declining in value. And these are very, very important concepts for people to understand. So this is not financial advice, but the key is first off, limiting your expenses, right? Giving yourself more more savings to put into something that's going to appreciate, not depreciate in value. Cars depreciate in value. Most things that you buy, except like real estate, and who knows, real estate is kind of a sketchy one to me as well. If you go back to 2008. But as of right now, real estate, I think the debt market's only going to increase, especially under a Joe Biden presidency. It increased tremendously under a Trump presidency, even more than it did an Obama presidency, which was outrageous, that whole 2008 stuff. Yes, I study economics. This is what interests me. This is my passion, and this is what I love to do. I do have my bachelor's in accounting, so that's not a surprise. But I look at all these factors, right? I look at all these factors, and I'd be like, well, that the real estate market is built off of a debt market, and that's the only risk in it. So as long as people still keep getting more debt and more money keeps getting printed, then real estate will go up. But the important part is the value of the dollar is going down. Real estate's not going up. It's that your dollar is buying less. And unfortunately, 99.9% of us in America get paid in fiat currency. So it's almost like if you're not turning that fiat currency into something that appreciates in value, you are losing value at a crazy rate. I mean, and at the lowest, in my opinion. That's why I don't have real estate in my motto, is because real estate, I think houses are for people to live in. I don't think they're investments. You know what I mean? They're not really an investment except for that house that you actually live in. But it has become a big game on debt, based on debt. So I always say exercise caution in any market, but the real estate market is at its peak. And yes, it can continue to go up just like the stock market. But those are debt-based markets, meaning that is borrowed money, it's printed money that it's going into. Unlike silver, unlike gold, unlike Bitcoin, which is just a deflationary mechanism built off of value and scarcity. So try to understand those concepts. I'm not trying to do a very, very long episode today, but dollar cost average into better assets than the US dollar is the motto. But like I said, cash and USD is proven king until otherwise. And I don't know if this is going to be a smooth transition from cash into, a digital dollar or crypto dollar and all that. So, be smart in the markets. Never always, try to keep on both sides of the fence until proven otherwise, which it already has to me. But there's just right and wrong times to be on which side of the fence, and you always want to try to be on the right side of the fence, which is being on the right side of the fence is being on both sides of the fences. And by that I mean by having your bills taken care of, your fiat currency, your USD situation good, as well as being invested in these scarce assets. These and Bitcoin is still considered a speculative asset. So make sure like they say, your portfolio is diversified, right? And that's what I'm getting at today. So dollar cost average into these things, create a discipline where you're not just a consumer, right? We don't want to be only consumers. We want to be producers and producing, like for me, I am producing content. You know what I mean? We have to be in the business of production in any way, shape, and form, because production is everything. No matter what work you're doing, you're producing something of some sort. You know what I mean? And or you're taking away, like, you know what I mean? But that's still actually adding on, in my opinion. So yeah, enough deep concepts for this video. But dollar cost average in the Bitcoin, and let's see where we're at right now. One last price update, if I can get to it. Oh, it's weird now. 15,213. So it looks like that bounce is trying to sustain a little bit. And yeah, dollar cost average in the Bitcoin. Use my links below if you don't know how to purchase it. Coinbase is great. These are centralized exchanges, and that's okay. That's how you want to get it from centralized exchanges, because it keeps the people off your back. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if you got your Bitcoin from a centralized exchange, the government can't come after it. You know what I mean? As far as like, oh, it was used illegally or anything. Never do anything illegal with cryptocurrencies. That is my motto. Crypto, we have to give it a good name, keep it in the good light, because anything can be used for bad. And this is your boy Dot Blake with the 60th episode of The Last Piece of the Puzzle. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.